Okay, so hi everybody. I'm kind of catching my breath after an interesting night last night when I was presenting to fellow presentation professionals, and that always makes me nervous. Well, I get nervous for any gig, but presenting to fellow professional trainers is always double nerve-wracking. So I was using all the skills I've got basically to control nerves, one of which is called Catch the Apple, and I'd kind of like to introduce that to you this morning. You can see where I am for breakfast, can't you? The rock and roll lifestyle of a presentation trainer. Catch the apple. I want you to imagine that you're rock climbing and you're 3 feet off the ground and you've got a move to make and you do it, it's okay. But now I want you to imagine that you're 30 feet off the ground and you've got exactly the same move to make and you've got no ropes and all of a sudden it's not okay. The actual move itself hasn't got any harder, it's just that the consequences have got greater because you're now a lot further off the ground. Okay? And that's how most of us think about our presentations. We think that we get nervous in relation not to the presentation itself, but in relation to the consequences of the presentation. Right? The move doesn't get any harder, the presentation doesn't get any harder, but falling 30 feet rather than falling 3 feet matters more, and presenting to fellow professionals matters more than presenting to, quotes, normal people. If you see, it's a rather torturous analogy, but you get the idea, I'm sure. So here's the tip. When it comes to the actual gig, don't worry, don't think about, don't concentrate on, just completely ignore the outcome of the gig and just do the gig. Let me give you a personal example. A few years ago I got flown out to Singapore. Now various things went wrong at the far end and I ended up with only quite a small audience, but they paid a lot of money to fly me across the world for a large audience, and all of a sudden I realised that to justify the fee they were paying me, I had to be worth knocking on £1,000 per person in the audience. I'm good, I probably am worth £1,000 per person in terms of increased productivity and so on, but that really kind of made me go, but then kind of go, catch the apple, Simon, think about it, it's just a gig. Don't think of the consequences of the gig, just think of the gig. And you do the same gig in Singapore as you do in Sheffield, as you do in Gateshead, as you do in your hometown of Newcastle. It's just a gig. Just do the gig and let the consequences fall where they may. Now, I know sometimes it's easier said than done, but it's definitely worth trying it if you possibly can. Concentrate on the gig, not the consequences of the gig. Just catch the apple. Oh, why is it called Catch the Apple? You'll never know.